In late 2015, a group of international businessmen and Canadian government officials came to the small town of Lac Quarams in Western Canada to offer the residents a deal they thought would be too sweet to turn down. In 2014, the government of British Columbia had staked its political future on a bold plan to build the province into a world-ranked petropower. Now, with their partners from Petronas, the Malaysian oil giant, they wanted to build a gas liquefaction plant on an uninhabited island in the ocean off their north coast and use it to ship liquid natural gas to Asia. But that island, like most of the land in Western Canada, was in an ambiguous legal position. The local indigenous nations had never ceded it to the Canadian government. Petronas offered the local Tsimshian leaders, the whole community in fact, a benefits package of $1 billion for the right to build a gas terminal and a gas port on that stretch of seabed. And then, in a stunning turn of events, the band unanimously turned them down. When the company and the government insisted on going forward with the project anyway, the Tsimshian occupied the island. And here's the really surprising part. In the end, the indigenous opposition won. Faced with a powerful local opposition and falling gas prices, Petronas decided to pull out. This was just one in a series of land occupations in which Canadian First Nations, concerned about burgeoning oil and gas development wrecking their traditional economies, took their traditional territories back. In July of 2017, I went with photographer Jim McCauley on a tour of these back-to-the-land experiments, visiting sites from the Secwepemc, Gitxsan, and Wet'suwet'en nations. The rise in First Nations' assertion of their land rights is a development with potentially far-reaching results. The great challenge for the North American oil and gas industry, in both the United States and Canada, is how to get their product out of the center of the continent, where it's currently landlocked in places like North Dakota, Alberta, and West Texas. Now, more and more, that campaign is in question, as in Canada and increasingly the United States, Native groups opposed to fossil fuels become more and more the recognized arbiters of what goes through their land. It's significant that in the whole sweeping project proposed by British Columbia, the only natural gas project that seems likely to go through is the one that had extensive, lengthy consultations with the local Haisla First Nation. For now, it seems that the Canadian Pacific coast remains blocked, that a few communities holding down a few patches of forest along potential pipeline routes have helped turn the coastal strip into an impassable wall to Asian oil and gas companies. In a sense, the fact that Petronas came to Lac Quarams at all suggests the writing on the wall that, for now, anyone who wants to pass through native land has to deal with native authority.